Welcome back, folks. The high school football season in Nebraska is set to come to a close for a few Siouxland teams, and they were all hoping to bring home a state championship, and the action started early this morning in Lincoln. Sports Force's Irvin Doman brings us the action from Memorial Stadium.
The last time a D1 state champion repeated as champion was 2011 and 2012. That would be Elgin Public Pope John. Coming into Monday, Sandy Creek actually had a chance to do just that and put themselves in the record book as the most recent team, but they would have to go through the Crofton Warriors, and the Warriors, they're a team that could put up points in a hurry, so let's jump right into the action and see how this one played out. Sandy Creek already leading 8-0 in the first quarter, and the Cougars, they're threatening again. This time, it's a little misdirection. West Biltoft, he dashes to the far front pylon, and the Cougars now lead 16-0 in the first quarter. Crofton, they need an answer, and they come up with it as Preston Foxhoven uncorks this one to Jace Panning, who will fight and win the jump ball. That sets Crofton up inside the 5-yard line, and Tyson Jackson will plunge in from a yard out on the keeper from under center. That makes it 16-8, Sandy Creek still leading. Later in the first half, Cam Seeley takes the snap for the Cougars. He finds Logan Tomke, who hauls in the touchdown pass. That makes it 32-8 in favor of Sandy Creek. Crofton down big, but showing some fight. Foxhoven drops back and delivers a dime to Jackson Lind, who races in for the massive touchdown. Crofton trails by 25 at that point. Sandy Creek repeats as Class D1 state champions, winning this one 66-26. Head coach for the Warriors, Johnny Ostermeyer, talked about his group of young men and how proud he is of everything they accomplished this season.
All year long, they battled, they competed. You know, we came out a little flat in that first half. I think the shock and awe of being in Memorial Stadium kind of got to us to start. You know, we just couldn't quite get things going up front, but I'm so proud of the way these guys fought. You know, they easily could have hung their head. Second half, we came back, we battled, we put some points on the board. Not enough to get done today, but these guys are winners in life with the way they played this season.
Makes us want to come back more. You know, this is kind of, you know, a chip on our shoulder for next year, and hopefully we come back in the offseason more determined than last year, because we know, you know, if we keep, you know, blocking, you know, running, passing, we'll get eventually back to here, and hopefully we can seize this moment.